Been trying to come up with something all day to describe the performance last night from CSC for Talakai. I still can't come up with anything. Just going to give him a clap. Well done to him. Well done to anyone who picked him up. Absolutely incredible performance with 107. They're obviously owned by 15.5%. Not sure exactly at the moment, where this is going to shake out by the end of the week. But he was owned by 8% of the top 5,000 last night, and obviously a bunch that are outside that are going to rush into that top 5,000 after that performance. And I did see someone who captained him as well. So well done to whoever that was in one of the Facebook groups. So let's talk about the performance. Really, like obviously absolutely incredible. These things don't happen very often in the fantasy world. Like to pick up a center who comes in absolutely dominates. So yeah, I popped a little message in the Discord group last night of, comes in and scores 1,000 points and gains 300k and takes over the fantasy world for a month or so, and that's what he's done. To average 55 now in his bunch of games this year has been spectacular, and I don't know what to even say. Like he's going to be at 650k or so next week, and moves into that absolute gun tier status in edge and the center after that performance. And can he keep that up? I'm not even going to predict that anymore because that was special. What I will say though is the defense in that first half on that left side was horrendous. Like they were just normal sweep plays out the back, taking it from the right side of the field all the way to the left. And that first one he went over untouched. He ran 20 meters and went over untouched, which was poor defense. Second one obviously carried him over a little bit, and then nice pass to Ronaldo, but it was just all the plays from the rest of the squad. And obviously with Sharks doing really well, that gives Talakai that great opportunity to score well, whether it's him getting easy tackle breaks in 40, 50 meters out, just because he's so solid, and it's very hard for those outside backs to actually tackle him. But I will give him props for that kick back on the inside was really special. But to get 2 tries and 3 try assists in the first half, I'm just so thankful he didn't go out and get 130, 150. And he picked up about, I think, 10 points in the second half. So, yeah, again, amazing work for him and anyone who decided to pick him up this week. I was kind of on the fence. I was like, well, I know he's going to make 100 or so K over the next little bit. If that's enough for you, then great. If, I think overall he's going to average about 45, which I still think is great. But when he's, priced at 559, that is probably about 80 to 100K in rises from here. If you're happy with that, then great. And I hope you picked him up. For those that did, Nico Hines was really special again with 78, so the 5 goals, the 1 try assist, and just really perfect across the board. Just the 1 missed tackle and the 1 penalty conceded to pick up his 78. So still a great captaincy option on a week-to-week basis, but does have that mid-40s score in him, which kind of kills it if you happen to pick him in that week. But that was that with Nico, so no tries, which was really, really cool to see a big score like that. Croker with 59, Tig Wilton there with 55. So, someone I've been speaking about that you could continue to hold on a week-to-week basis because he will have these games in him and he'll have those, mid-30 scores, similar to what Beaufort Moore's putting up at the moment. So, Tig, if you hold on to him, and there's still a smaller percentage of 2.6 that own him, well done to you. Toby Rudolph's been scoring pretty well the last few weeks, to be fair. 3 offloads to go along with his 43 in base was good. Olakau'atu with a sin binning and still able to come on and score a nice try and get 50. So he's getting a lot more consistent than what he once was, which is really good. For those who captain DCE, I'm sorry for you with that 32-0 start. Thankfully, he clawed back and got a 49, so you're really happy with that. But to be under 10 for the majority of the first half, makes it pretty tough to get a 60, 70 kind of score there. Obviously, a couple of try assists and the 3 line break assists to go along with his general base there of run meters and kick meters. Saved his score, which is ideal. And Malatalo, obviously a beneficiary of what's happening with that left side raid on the Sharks' edge there, and he gets picked up another 47. So again, someone who's going to make a bit of cash, but is he going to be a keeper for the whole year? I'm not exactly sure yet. Over 50 points in the first half and end up with a 47. So that's that for Malatalo, but well done if you picked him up as well. Brayley is just continuing to show now why he wasn't going to be a keeper long term. He's got a couple of 30 scores in his book now. One was obviously a sim-binning game a few weeks ago, and then this 36 here to average out 46.4 after his incredible start. So he hasn't been running the ball as much as he once was, and just something to think about with those guys that haven't really done it before. That's it's more likely that they continue to go down that path and not continue to score incredibly well. All right, McInnes was just going to be a poor fellow. Like the minutes is probably about par as to what we were thinking he was going to get, but the scoring was going to be really tough when he's going to be a base stats guy. The 26 tackles, 124 meters. He's looking to get about that 40 tackles, and when you're playing in a game where it's 34-22. That's going to make it really, really tough for you to get those tackles that you need. So running the ball was great for him. Obviously, no attacking stats either. Not really, in his game too much, especially coming back this year. If you picked him up early, it's a little bit of an annoying score, but again, you wouldn't have expected it to be so one-sided. 32 points in that first half for the Sharks. They switch around and then Manly scored all the points on that side as well. So yeah, not what you expected for McInnes, but he'll bounce back. He'll lose a little bit more cash, and I think we can hold off again for another week or so with him until he drops a little bit lower, around that 550 or so, and then could be a decent pickup for you. Moylan with an okay score there, but then we go a little bit lower. Foran's a bit more back down to earth. If you're still holding Bullimore, you won't lose too much with his 25. Ramian was a lower score for him this week, also with Shioni Katoa, a little bit lower as well. Royce Hunt got 30 minutes for 19 points. They're not really ideal. Obviously, the base stats weren't exactly there with 78 run meters and 10 tackles, considering they had the ball scoring for the majority of that first stint that he was on. Poor Andrew Davey ended up with an AC joint injury, so it's not nice to see at all for him, unfortunately. And he picked up 18 and played in the middle, which was really strange. So yeah, is what it is. They decided to play Carl Lawton for 80 minutes, which we didn't speak about, but not someone that anyone owns at the moment, but Davey is. And that 18 just stunts all his growth now, and he needs to be looked to be moved on. He'll be about that 350k or a little bit less after this week, so think about him as a potential move on. TALAKAI as well, but they end up getting the 40 minutes, so Morgan Harper came off at the half-time bell, and Kula came on, and obviously things changed, but he didn't manage to get any attacking stats in that 40 minutes. He was very low for a long period of time in the negatives there, after a couple of errors for him. So he clawed it back a little bit to get his 16, but he won't be making any money over the next bunch of weeks. And if you happen to not see your team late, I personally was going to loop him. And thankfully, while I was out at dinner, I managed to quickly check the team list and saw he was sneaking in there in number 19. I was like, oh, quick, get him out of the loop. And I put him down in number 7 or 8 in the interchange emergency. So that was lucky. So I hope you did that as well and didn't try to loop him because he wasn't meant to be playing. And it's probably really it to speak about Katoa and with 5 there. And Morgan Harper was on that right edge, and he still only got 3 missed tackles to show what Talakai did, and a lot of them were just untouched, and their defensive line out of whack there. But that's a video, guys. Just want to do a quick update on that first game. We'll have another one for tonight's Friday game between the Broncos and the Dogs. If you hold on to Burton, I wish you all the best of luck. If you're new here, please subscribe, like this video. I would appreciate that. Tell all your friends, and we'll catch you in the next one, guys. See you later.